They did not break the law. And don't give me this moral bullshit. Morals are subjective. They're not legal. So that's my point of view.
I'll give you a B+. We're not in A category there, but the not apology earns you. That was a good grade, good effort. And remember, I'm grading on a real old school scale. Not everyone gets a B+, and then if you did really good, you all get A+. This is not like I used to grade back in economics. So, those are good efforts. I will give you guys the correct answer. There's basically 4 things what I would advise anyone listening, parents or other kids. One, I would point out how South Parkian this is. And the term, no, it is. This is where the kids, all South Park is the kids are sane and the town is mental. And they use that vehicle to make some very poignant social commentary. But it's true. The kids are just these innocent 10-year-old boys, and they get into the shenanigans and whatnot. And it's the parents and the adults. And what I would tell the boys that were stupid enough to do this, but I would point this out to everyone who is a junior or senior in high school, every young boy and girl out there, is step back, take away your social justice warrior, and look and act who are acting like the petulant little crazy children. And you're going to realize that this is South Park. It is the adults who are insane. And what's sad is in the real world, that's the truth. The adults are the insane one. You got the fucking superintendent. You got the goddamn police. You got universities saying they're not going to accept these kids. You got foreign press, international press running. This is a headline. Doc, was this a main headline like on NBC or something?
Yes.
Okay. You have established mainstream media getting their tits in a bundle over this bullshit. All right. And that's what this is. This is bullshit. This should never have made it past maybe some, not even stern talking to, but just the old man giving the kid the one eyebrow raise. Really? Nazi salute, dipshit? Like maybe you're grounded. Like, don't do that stupid shit, kid. Now, that's where it should have ended. But the real news here is not the news. It's what the news is about. It is the news. It is shocking that the world put this much attention to a bunch of sophomore boys. That's the thing. What's going on? Kill that phone.
Not me.
All right, so that's what I would paint a lesson to all these young boys and girls out there, whether or not you participated in this tomfoolery or not. You are about to enter an insane world, and the adults don't know jack fuck all shit what they're doing. So that's lesson number. TJ, you're the youngest. Be quiet.
Wow.
And you got a low B. So no, this is A+ grade shit I'm laying down right now. All right. Number 2, for the parents, I'm going to argue once again, this is a great argument for homeschooling or getting your kids into college before they graduate from high school. There's a way you can skip high school more or less. If the goal to graduate from high school is to get into college, you don't need it. You can go ahead and apply to your local community college. You can go online. I would advocate homeschooling. The environment that Dr. Perodin painted, TJ pointed out about you can't say airball, and the circus, the literal world circus that has surrounded Baraboo and this stupid act. And I don't mean stupid that it was stupid. It was stupid, but the fact it's being covered is stupid. You have to realize just how insane the public schools are, where these teachers are. So I would point again. Hey, do you want this crap? Do you want this insanity? I mean, this is the worst, but other stuff that is bad is going to be happening under. If this is just the rot that is showing, how far does the rot go? So I would say this is an argument to homeschool your kids. If you think they're college bound, there is no reason you can't get your kid at the age of 14 into the local community college to do their freshman comp. Trust you me, the standards of public education at the universities has dropped that a 14-year-old can easily go in. If they're serious about their studies, they can easily go in and knock out the 2 years of the prereqs. And then by the time they're 17 or 18, they've already got 2 to 3 years of college knocked out. They've already been accepted. High school is almost moot by that point. It's almost moot. So that's the second thing I'd say for the parents. Third thing, gentlemen, name the dentist who shot Cecil. You guys remember this?
I remember the dentist. I can't remember his name, but I can still see his picture.
And actually, Darren, you said he was going to become your dentist. He lived in Minnesota. I remember that.
Yes. And but I want guys name the name.
No name.
Yeah. Everybody remembers Cecil, but nobody remembers the guy's name. My point here is no one's going to remember this. I know the universities are like, trying to, we're never going to let these people out. And yeah, the names are Googleable and searchable, but you know what? No one remembers the dentist's name. No one's going to look them up. Or another example.
But Aaron, though, they will when they apply for a job. Everybody gets Googled when they apply for a job.
They may, but do you want to go work for a company? And this is another point I'm going to point out. It's almost that they're doing these kids a favor because who's screening them out? What, the Evergreens, the Antioch colleges, the Mizzou colleges, the dipshit fucktardo colleges? University of fucktardo is not going to, like, the liberal communist places are not going to allow them. Good. The bad people, the bad employers are already removing themselves from these people where an employer's going to be like, yeah, there's the old groggedy man. Like, yeah, you know what? I did stupid shit when I was 17. I don't care. Heck, I would even say that it maybe aligns people with it. Like, yeah, these stupid kids, I'm going to give them a break. In other words, there's not positive, but there's an absolute value of any kind of press. Not that this is going to be on the resume or anything, but I don't think this is going to be anywhere near as dead. Here's another example. Let me ask you this. How would you know if a girl you were dating was doing porn? Like, is that the first thing you do? How would you find out? You meet this nice girl. She's all interesting. Oh my gosh. She likes hikes and golden retrievers and the mountains. How does TJ find out if she's been in porn or not? How does he? Let me ask. How do you find out?
That's a little bit easier to figure out than whether a high school kid has done the Nazi salute. Just let
me point this out. In the flood of bullshit that's on the internet, it's like the flood of porn. You know what? A full third of girls could have posed nude or done actual porn. You wouldn't know it because there's such a volume and mass of it. You can hide in public. So I know that this is Googleable. I know people will be attached, but I do believe about 2/3 of the population is saner heads. And you don't want to be employed or interacting with the third that are not sane heads.
The one thing that I think might be missing from this whole situation is that we're looking at the universities not letting them in. We're looking at the legal institutions, their responses. I'm concerned more with the reaction socially in their own communities. I mean,
they're leaving. This is high school. It doesn't name one person you hang out in high school.
Kevin, it's all by proxy. Think about what's happening to the families of these boys. Everybody, I've seen the hysteria firsthand of stuff, and this was all over misunderstanding. Somebody had misheard what somebody said. And then you had that situation in Seattle recently where this New York out-of-towner transplant mistook the Norwegian flag for the Confederate flag and called it Seattle. Yeah, but the thing is, imagine if somebody just put on Instagram or social media, my neighbor's got the Confederate flag, and then Antifa shows up and attacks their house or sets it on fire or something like that. I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about in my response, was that being aware that these people are all unhinged and just waiting for an excuse to attack somebody. They're looking for something that's going to get them to do that.
Right, which will lead me to a fifth point. I said 4, but I'll address fifth because you do bring up a good and legitimate risk that they have. Now would be the time for them to take a vacation. They should just totally pull their kids out of school for the next, or just say, hey, you know what, we're homeschooling and we're out of here, and and the family goes away. You know what? If I think his name was Robert Palmer, was the dentist. If he just Now imagine this, in hindsight, if he just took 2 weeks off, said, see you, bye, I'm going somewhere. I'm going to go fishing in Russia. Screw you guys, I'm going home or to Russia. And then he came back, it would have blown over. I'll give you another example. Name the asshole, that jerk, that snide guy who wrote that article that went international because he wasn't going to see Mad Max Thunder Road.
That was...
Aaron Clary?
Right. Only you assholes.
Everybody knows that.
No. Only us assholes know. You go over, it made the fucking front pages of the Swedish national paper, whatever. Go ask Sven over in, what's Sweden's capital? Stockholm? Is it Stockholm? Yeah, Stockholm. Ask anyone in Stockholm, hey, who's that asshole who wrote that thing for you? They're not going to know it was me. They're not going to know. So all they got to do is you wait for the heat to blow over. Something John might know something about, but you wait for the heat to blow over, and then so that's taken care of. I know there's a risk that Antifa might show up. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But it really is the circus of the South Parkian people. And the fifth one, I would recommend these boys go by an alias socially or legally change their names going forward. Even though I don't think there's a risk, even though I think no one's going to remember them, before they go to college and they're young men, I would legally change their names. And I hate to say, I got this from this book, not to keep plugging it, but I was paid a lot of money to do so. The Pence Principle. This guy is advocating that when you date, you go by an alias. Like you go with a completely separate name from your social life, then you do your work in your professional life. And I think now would be a good time for these young boys. If the world is going to act this fucking stupid, that they change their names legally, they apply, heck, go to the local community college and apply under that alias, whatever they got to do with the social security numbers or whatever. And then just start anew. That'd be the easiest bypass of this entire thing. It may be a slight procedural pain in the ass, but it's totally worth it if the veritable Nazis are going to come after these morons for spoofing Nazis.
I think what's going to happen, and Aaron, I appreciate.
By the way, that was the A+ answer. Those were the correct answers to the test. If you guys